welcome to this video on the psychology of advertising. Before we jump into making our first ad, it is important to learn the goals of advertising and how to make ads work for you. Advertising has only one goal: generate interest in what you are selling. Never, and I repeat, never try to sell anything inside of your ad. You're trying to pique interest to drive traffic to your sales page, have a call to your company, a visit to your store, or even recognition of your brand when purchase intent comes. You cannot create an ad and think to yourself, this is going to get people to want to buy this product. This is the biggest mistake that beginning advertisers make. An advertisement is fighting human inertia. We would rather sit and do nothing than to make a change to our environment or habits, really any change. How do we change someone's mind to make them want to do something? Through psychology. There's a phenomenal book called Cashvertising that goes deep into the psychology behind marketing. I suggest you pick it up. In this video, we're going to go over the 8 biologically programmed desires that force people into action. They are as follows. 1. Survival, enjoyment of life, life extension. 2. Enjoyment of food and beverage. 3. Freedom from fear, pain, and danger. 4. Sexual companionship. 5. Comfortable living conditions. 6. To be superior, winning, keeping up with the Joneses. 7. Care and protection of loved ones. 8. Social approval. In this video, we're going to break down each one of these desires and how you can use it to get more traffic to your offer, exploiting our primitive emotions and effectively battling human inertia. Number 1. Survival, enjoyment of life, life extension. We are biologically programmed to survive. Humans make carefully calculated decisions to ensure that our lifespan is extended for as long as possible. This is basic human psychology. When selling a product or service related to survival, it is important to make your prospect fear for their lives. I suggest that you avoid this as it may be difficult to make that fear and it may have a negative impact on your advertising campaign. Enjoyment of life is essentially Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Everything we do in life is an attempt to enjoy the time that we have. When we're doing something that runs counter to those feelings of positivity and enjoyment, there comes a malaise which can overcome us and lead to a depression. As an advertiser, you can use this desire to enjoy life by proxy in your advertisements. If you pay attention to advertising from most of the bigger companies who are well-established brands, the people in those commercials seem exceptionally happy. This is an attempt to show what you will feel by proxy when you use their products. Use this in your advertisements as often as you can. If your product will bring joy in any way to your prospect's life, you must use that as a selling point. Number 2, enjoyment of food and beverage. This one's fairly self-explanatory. You won't find very many food or drink commercials where it looks like they're choking down the food and it's painful for them to get through the meal. Unless the product we are selling is a substitute for something else. In which case, you show the item we want to sell against being a chore and your product being easy and enjoyable. My favorite example of this is the old hamburger helper commercials, where they have someone in the kitchen looking really upset at the prospect of a boring meat dish. Then suddenly, they realize they have hamburger helper to spice up the meal. They make the food and everyone at the dinner table is smiling, laughing, having a great time, enjoying their hamburger helper. They use a negative, repetitive experience in our lives to make a positive experience even better. This elevates the status of a meal in a box. Number 3, freedom from fear, pain, and danger. Why do we have locks on doors? Because our homes are our safe place. What about the windows? A good security system to make sure that if someone breaks in, we're covered and the police will be called. What if you live in a remote area where it takes police 40 minutes to respond? Self-defense products are likely in the house. Why go to such lengths to feel protected? The FBI puts the likelihood that you will be a victim of a home invasion as 1 in 6,000. So why go through the expense? That's how much we desire that feeling of safety and security. Think like a security company then. Would you say you're twice as likely to have a home break-in as you are to be struck by lightning? Or would you say that 40% of home invasions are done by armed assailants? Both of these statistics are true, but one of them inspires fear and a reaction while the other puts into perspective how dangerous home invasions really aren't. You're actually twice as likely to be struck by lightning than you are to experience a home invasion by an armed assailant in your lifetime while you're home. Let that sink in. Notice how it's all about how you position the problem. No one would be buying home security systems if we framed the problem against lightning strikes. Number 4, sexual companionship. Humans have sought the meaning of life since they first began to think critically about themselves. There is one universal truth. We all want someone to make us feel special and wanted. The lengths that we go to find a mate vary from person to person, but in most cases, we very rarely relent. The desire to find sexual companionship is one of the most primitive emotions in the world, shared across most species. I'm not here to dive too deep into why we do that, but let's talk about how we can exploit it with an example. Lingerie models you typically see take a specific form when it comes to height, weight, and bust size. This is designed to attract the attention of both males and females, but more for the female. It's supposed to make women feel that if they wear that lingerie, they will be attractive and either spur intimacy from their companion or will help them find one that wants to be with them. Sound crazy? Oh yeah, but we're simple creatures in the end. Is it really that much different than a peacock? If your product is designed to make the user feel better about themselves and a potential opportunity for ego morphing, you should go after this angle. Make someone think that they will be more attractive and will find sexual companionship through the product you sell. Number 5, comfortable living conditions. Comfort's a huge driver of action. Think about air conditioning. Do you really need air conditioning to survive? No! This creature comfort makes life more enjoyable during the highest temperature days of the year. We survived without it for most of human history. However, some people can't imagine a life without it during the summers. Does your product make life more comfortable? Talk about what is missing and how your product makes that happen in the prospect's life. How about air conditioning? Stop suffering the blistering summer days. Call us today for a no-cost estimate to keep your home cool during the sweltering summer heat. Notice how twice I went in and talked about the things that are bothering them? And I have the solution, and it's not going to cost them anything to know what it would be? Creature comforts are fun to sell, but typically you only sell them when the discomfort is happening or has already happened. All right, all you have to do is remind them of what they're feeling or what they have recently felt. Number 6, to be superior, winning, keeping up with the Joneses. This one's all about ego. Your neighbor buys a brand new riding lawnmower, so you want to go out and buy one too, but with a whole zero turn thing going on. Your colleague at work bought a brand new phone. Now yours just looks old. It's starting to slow down. You start noticing things take a lot longer to load. By the way, it's almost always been that slow. And you think to yourself, it's time to get a new phone. This is all about wanting the newest, latest, greatest. Have a product that is revolutionary or an update to something on the marketplace today. Talk about how everyone needs to go get a new one. It won't sell everyone on that first impression. However, people will see others with the product and will want to jump on and improve what they have with your product. Why does this work? We're just a tribal animal. We congregate in small pockets and stick together with the people who we're closest with. What those people have and how they perceive you is of extreme importance to our primitive brain. We don't want to lose standing with those that mean so much to us, and we don't want to be lesser than them as well. Number 7, care and protection of loved ones. Think Mama Bear here. For those that you truly love, you'd run into a burning building to save them. People will do nearly anything to prevent harm to those they love and will save them when they're in dire situations. How do you use this to your advantage? Put them in a situation that makes them fear for someone they care about and position your product as the solution to it. If they view that as a possible situation they would ever be in, and your product makes them feel like they would be able to have a positive outcome, they'll buy. Number 8, social approval. All right, show of hands. How many people have ever done something just to fit in with the crowd? All right, everybody put your hands down. For those of you that didn't put your hands up, you've probably done it, even if you haven't explicitly done it. Everyone at some point in their life will want to be approved by the crowd that they surround themselves by, and will compromise something inside of ourselves that would likely not have happened if we weren't with those people. While you can't make a statement that says everyone is doing this, you should too. That doesn't work. You're not appealing to the primal motivator there. Instead, you have to go after a small subset of your audience and make the product a norm for that group. Wow, that went longer than I anticipated. Thanks so much for following along. If this video helped you out, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more daily advertising, marketing, dropshipping, Shopify, and business training. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.